Okay, so good day, everyone. Hope all is well. Okay, in this slide shows the outline of presentation. So number one, I'm going to discuss. I'm just going to give some of the highlights regarding the revised guidelines on online delivery of college courses in light of the ECQ, the extensions of ECQ. Sana nabasa nyo na rin yung the frequently asked questions um, para guided din kayo, no? I think this was already uploaded, naka-attach na ata sa MCL Facebook page and UAPSA or RT um, FB page, no? And number two, I'm going to discuss the revised design for schedule. Ano ba yung expectations ni Professor X? Ano ba yung submittals nyo? The skis and the major plate? For the number three, this was already discussed to you in your design, no, in your um, architectural interior. So medyo papakapiwan ko lang to. But then the lectures for the anthropometrics and ergonomics is already at the prelim folder. So kindly download it in your sa BBL nyo. I'm going to discuss also the importance ng utility systems in designing. No? Bakit ba kailangan natin i-incorporate yung utility systems? And lastly, the indigenous building technologies and their influence to designs. For the new building technologies and adaptive reuse and restorations, this will be discussed in my next uh, video. But for now, isasama ko na yung discussions ng skis and the major play 2. With the recent announcement of the national government to extend the PCQ up to May 15, it is impossible for us to do the face-to-face learning. So, kahit naman live tayo na May 15, we will be under the GCQ. Under the GCQ, bawal pa rin yung pagpunta sa school. So, based on the advisories of MCL, uh, here are the important dates to remember. So, today, which is May 2, uh, we're doing now the online learning. Uh, this will end on June 27. That will be your last day of classes. And June 29 to 30, if given a chance, kung halimbawa pwede na magkaroon ng face-to-face, then your minor subjects, meron kayong mga exams, palagi ko meron na kayong exams for your major subjects. That will be June 29 to 30 to July 1 to 2. If not, at bawal pa rin yung face-to-face, I think your exams will be online pa rin. So, kami bilang professor, we were given a chance to um, um, check your plates and at the same time submit the grades for encoding on July 4, 2020. Now, eto naman na ginagawa ng MCL is based on the guidelines that been issued by the CHED. So, again, as per CHED, higher institutions are allowed to do an online learnings. For the learning delivery modes, we have the asynchronous learning and the self-paced learning. For the asynchronous, one learning without real-time interactions, students are allowed to learn through their own convenient time. And for the self-paced learning, learners control the reading materials, time, and effort to learn the topic shared by faculty members in the blackboard. Number three, all courses should be self-paced based on the internet connectivity of students to comply with the course requirements. Students with no internet access or slow internet connections may be or may do all the requirements after the ECQ. short, you're given till I think first term to complete all the requirements for a certain subject. Faculty may hold synchronous sessions only when all students enrolled in the course have good internet access and agreed to have the lecture sessions be done online. Okay, so the default mode is asynchronous. So in as much na gusto ko mag-online, based on the surveys that na nakuha ko sa inyo, halos karamihan ang in-circle, no, ang niligyan ng bilog is yung number 6. So, for connectivity. So these prompt me to do a recording lectures para halos lahat makasabay, no one left behind. Although matrabaho to para sa akin, but then okay lang yan. At least lahat kayo masusundan, no, yung lecture. Another important item here is number 5. Faculty members may use other online platform such as discussion board, accessible record sessions, course and messages, etc., which may be useful for self-paced learning, consultations, and advising. So since yung subject nyo is a major subject, huwag mahihiya, no, na magtanong, i-write me. Okay, so you can use your Facebook page at you can ask questions there para lahat masusundan. Meron naman tayong ano, group page. So all questions or your major plates, pwede nyo akong tanungin. Regarding your consultations for your plans for your major plate, um, you can personally message me kung halimbawa yung design na ang pinag-uusapan para na may hindi makita ng inyong ibang classmates, no? At hindi sila ma-inspired, no? Ito pala yung design solutions. So, pwede yung ibubukas ko yung consultations for your major plate. Okay, so bakit ba? That will be one way for you to learn in designing. So, dati kasi every time na i-give is keys, yung pagbibigay ko ng keys, after this keys, ibibigay ko na yung design solutions. Unfortunately, with these settings, hindi ko pwede ibigay. Baka once na binigay ko, automatic and edit na kagad. So another important is number 8. All classes must be provided with essential learning materials or link to learning materials necessary to cover the topics of the syllabus. Instructions or any activities must be clear and specific. So kung hindi clear yung instructions ko, kindly message me. So, huwag mahihiya. Um, para sa inyo rin yan. So, lahat ng mga learning materials, lahat ng mga, I think may mga nilalagay na akong books doon sa BBL. Kindly check and download. Mas makakatulong yun sa inyo. So, another one na naka-highlight dito sa number 8 is no deadline. So, wala, hindi pa naman yan. Ibig sabihin, yung lahat ng mga plates nyo, major plates will be submitted once the ECQ is lifted at pwede na tayong lumabas. So, I just hope na nauumpisahan nyo na nga lang talaga yung mga plates na binibigay sa inyo. Kasi kung hindi, tatambak at tatambak yan. Lalo na yung etong design for, meron kayong prerequisite, diba? Hindi ka makakapunta ng design 5 kung walang design 4. Okay, in regards to, for example, naipasa niyo yung design 4 or nagsasubmit kayo ng design 4 for the first term, tapos yung first term is design 5, so Sir Gaputan na magde-design. I think papayagan naman kayo na to enroll. Yun lang, kailangan nyo lang talagang pagbutihin yung design 4. For the grading system, we have here 2. To select, one is corresponding passing grade and an IP or in progress. So, for example, natapos nyo yung lahat ng requirements were designed for ng June 27 at allowed na tayo na magkaroon ng face-to-face, then I'm going to give you grades uh, the responding to your the design quality, your design solutions, and kung hindi nyo naman natapos dahil nga walang facing paper, walang rendering materials, I'm going to give you an IP grade. You're going, bibigyan kayo ng chance to complete that hanggang first term. So, paano, siyempre, definitely, kung hindi ka naman nagsasubmit ng plates, kahit na natapos na yung first term at hindi mo sinubmit, alam nyo na kung ano yung sagot. Papasabaw, hindi. Di ba? Sabi ko na, for the grading system, we have, meron tayo dito dalawa. One is a corresponding passing grade, and letter B is an IP grade or in progress grade. For example, natapos nyo yung lahat ng requirements for design for ng June 27, then I'm going to give you a corresponding passing grade. Um, I'm still going to use the standards that I've been doing. Definitely, walang babagsak, no? But in the event na hindi mo natapos yung mga plates, no? The event na hindi mo natapos yung mga plates, dahil gawa ng wala kang tracing paper, walang rendering materials, at after the lifting of ECQ na lang, no, doon ka pala nakabili. The school gives you time to complete that hanggang first term. So with that, I'm going to give you an IP grade. Pero ang tanong, paano naman kung halimbawa natapos na nga yung first term at hindi mo pa rin ginagawa? Alam na ang sagot, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, just hope na sana, kahit wala kayong tracing paper, wala kayong rendering materials, don't stop on solving the design problem. Para pagdating ng point na meron na kayong materials, then diretso na lang sa pag-sketch. Take note. The first term is design 5. So, matatambakan lang tayo niyan, magtrabaho, di ba? So, mas maganda, ngayon pa lang, pag nabigay na sa inyo yung mga design problem, work on it. Iwasan na yung mga social media, iwasan na yung pag-TikTok, iwasan na yung mga Twitter, iwasan na yung Facebook. Work on your project, okay? Don't give me a bad design solutions, pangit na gawa dahil may ECQ. Okay? I'm sure lahat naman tayo affected ng ECQ, but then um, be more productive. Okay? Make use of the time in designing and giving your best in design for. Here's your revised schedule for your design for. Itong schedule na to is just your guide, no? Para at least alam nyo hanggang saan yung ating submittals. No? Dahil nga you're allowed to finish that hanggang first term, uh, you can disregard this one. But then, take note that ito yung ating mga uh, uh, projects na kailangan tapusin for your design for. Naka-enumerate naman dito, no? You have, of course, dalawang research. Your research 1 and your research 2. Research 1 and research 2, it's more on your case study, building laws applications about your major plate. So, meron tayong major plate 1, which is the proposed elementary and secondary school. And your major plate 2 is all about the proposed four-story um, commercial building. Okay, so You have the five skis. Natapos na natin yung skis 1 and skis 2. Skis 1 is proposed AFP, PNP, housing project. That's the townhouse. Skis 2 is your proposed ecumenical chapel. Your skis number 3 is in connections with your major plate 2. It's a proposed four-story car park. And then we have, of course, is East number 4, which is the Kabuyao Community Center, designing with indigenous building materials. And then your ES 500, which is the proposed adaptive reuse building. So, etong mga to is based pa rin naman sa syllabus. So, hindi pa naman siya binago. No? So, you're going to see all of this hanggang um, July 27 or a first term. I will just run down some important slides under anthropometrics. So please download the anthropometrics lecture under prelim folder as your guide in designing. So we all know that anthropometrics is a human measurements. This is being used by interior designers and tayo bilang isang architect. We use these to develop standards for human clearance and maneuvering spaces between pieces of furniture and equipment. The slide shows the importance of measuring the human height for the purpose of establishing the minimum height of opening of doors, for checkers, and also in establishing the height of a working counters. The next three slide is very much important, lalo na pag meron kayong restaurant projects. So please refer to this data and all considerations must be applied, most especially if the owner wants you to customize the dining chairs, tables, or other furnitures. The reachability of a certain person and the mounting height of the furnitures or fixtures must be observed in designing. Wrong measurements to your design is equivalent to waste of money and discomfort to the user. Space requirement to be considered having a single or multiple occupant. From human measurements to product is an example of ergonomics. Based on anthropometric standards, ergonomics products are shaped to fit the body contours and adjust to fit different heights and limb length. Ergonomics is an equipment design intended to maximize productivity by reducing operator fatigue and discomfort. Now that we have the pandemic, the COVID 19 virus, and we've learned under ECQ the word social distancing. Social distancing is under the proximics, means the nature, degree, and effect of spatial separations of individuals naturally maintained. The slide shows the spatial separations of individuals, wherein we have the intimate distance. Intimate distance is for embracing, touching, or whispering. The distance is approximately 6 to 18 inches. Far face and close face is less than 6 inches or 15 centimeters. For personal distance is known for interactions among good friends and family members. Its close face is 1.5 to 2.5 feet or 46 to 76 centimeters. Far face is 2.5 to 4 feet or 76 to 120 centimeters. The well-known social distancing for interactions among acquaintance, we have close face, which is 1.2 to 2.1 meter, and far face, which is 2.1 to 3.7 meters. And the last is the public distance. Public distance is used for public speaking. So the close face is 3.7 to 7.6 meters, and the far face is 76 meters or more. The following slide shows case study indicating the importance of utility systems in our design. The first case study, or the work of Prioso, Benjamin, and Aragones, one of your colleagues in MCL. Their topic is all about dormitories. So, ang ginamit nila building systems or building technologies is the used 40-footer container van. Okay, so at first, medyo nahirapan sila maghanap ng site kasi ang pinakagusto sana nila is to target the market, no, ng MCL. So, gusto sana nila near the MCL. Unfortunately, it's very difficult for them to acquire legal documents. So, it's a good thing that they have the nakakuha sila ng documents somewhere in Batangas. So, ang kanilang market now is the Batangas State University. And then, as their advisor, ang pinaka-main pointers lang na binigay ko sa kanila is that if you're going to design a dormitory, kasi halos marami namang dormitory sa Batangas. So, ang pinaka-main lang is to study ano yung meron sa kanila ngayon, ano yung gusto ng estudyante, ano yung wish ng estudyante. So, lahat yun ay incorporate nila into one project. Parang pinalalabas dito sa project na to is a one-stop shop. Now, the one-stop shop means dormitories, merong Wi-Fi, merong controlled air conditions, no? Merong mga community areas, merong study hall. So, ibig sabihin, hindi mo na kailangan pang lumabas. Now, dealing with the cost, dahil nga ang ginamit nila is a used 40-footer, no, 20-footer and 40-footer container pan, is ano yung cost difference ng paggamit ng lumang container pan sa conventional. When we say conventional, ito yung hollow block cement, no, and meron pang sariling structural post. So, nagkaroon ng malaking difference dahil nga ginamit nila yung used, mas nakatipid. At the same time, ang tanong naman doon is, how will you maintain? So, in terms of maintenance, similar din siya sa bahay. Every year naman, mine-maintain natin yung bahay. So, sa paggawa ng isa or sa paggamit ng container van, you have to maintain it also. Now, ano yung main objective? Bakit ba kailangan isama yung utility systems? In doing it, a dormitory, kailangan yung utility system ay integrated. When we say integrated, dapat if you're going to design a toilet, huwag ko naman masyadong ilayo sa isa't isa. Lalo na kung mga rooms to rooms, diba? In as much, mas maganda magkadikit sila para in terms of cost or value engineering, mas mababa yung cost. At the same time, yung labor cost, mas mababa rin. and hindi na lalayo yung mga pipes. So in this slide, yung ground floor focuses more on the commercial and PWD rooms. This slide shows the typical floor from second floor down to fourth floor. Now take note of the locations of toilets. Sa ngayon, medyo mas ma-okay na compare kasi ng dati. Nung tinignan ko to, medyo malayo siya sa isa't isa. So, the yellow spots or rectangles identify the locations of toilets. So, the second floor, third, and fourth floor are all dormitory rooms ranging from 4 packs, 6, 8, up to 10 persons. Okay, so here's the third floor. It's a typical floor of the second floor and fourth floor. Again, another advantage of centralizing or pagsamahin or in as much na malapit yung ating mga utility systems sa isa't isa kasi in terms of construction, kagaya nga ng sinabi ko, in terms of construction, mas mabilis siyang gawin. And at the same time, dahil nga nakasuspend siya, no, third floor, second floor, fourth floor, you need to do a waterproofing. No? Mas maganda sana kung yung waterproofing natin ay isang areas lang para hindi may iwasan pa rin natin yung tulo. Ibig sabihin yung terminations ng waterproofing ay nasa isang locations lang. Okay? Here's a blow-up plan of a six-pack or six-person accommodations bedroom. Nung dinidesign kasi nila to, ang ginawa nila, isang inodoro, isang or water closet, and isang shower area. Actually, isang pinagsama nila. So, ang question ko sa group is, there are times na nagkakasabay-sabay yung kanilang pasok. No? So, definitely magkakaroon tayo ng traffic in using the utilities or in using the toilets. So, I suggest to the group na bakit hindi na lang natin hiwalayan. Ihiwalay yung water closet, ihiwalay yung shower area para yung both areas ay pwedeng magamit simultaneously. No? So, here's a good example no, ng pag-study no, ng user. So, as a designer, lalo na pag halimbawa meron kayong project na dormitories, you have to study sino ba yung user, ano yung mga peak hours na ginagamit yung bawat spaces. Now, this is not part of utility system. Ang main purpose ko na kung bakit ko pinakita sa inyo to is to show to you na if you have a bigger projects, no, for the clients to easily understand, pwede mo namang i-segmental, pwede mo namang i-blow up yung isang area. Like for example, this slide shows the common area. Ibig sabihin yung mga hallway. So, I instructed the team of Brioso to separate the common area and provide the key plan para mas madaling maintindihan ng kliyente. So, I hope na kung may mga malalaking kayong projects like yung inyong skis, yung inyong major plate, you can detail the common area or any important areas na gusto nyong ipaintindi sa professor nyo para hindi ma-misinterpret. Okay? Napaka-importante kasi sa atin as an architect is yung may transfer natin yung communications natin through the form of your drawings. So kung hindi natin siya ma-interpret, doon nagkakaroon ng mabababang grades. Okay, so I just hope na lalo na ngayon, you have a limited resources like for example, walang 20 by 30, walang malalaking papers to para pagguhitan ng inyong major plate. If you're going to use the 50 by 20, medyo dagdagan nyo pa yung sipag. Provide the details. Uh, Hindi porket maliit yung road, maliit hanggang doon na lang tayo. I know you can. Kaya nyong lagpasan yung inyong skills. Konting sipag lang. The second case study is one of my work constructed na to somewhere in Paranaque. It's a call center, a corner lot. So take advantage of your corner lot by providing the rear portion as the service parking, and the major road doon ko nilagay yung drop off parkings and additional cars to be accommodated. As a designer, ang inisip ko dito is gusto ko kasi is more on the water feature. So if you're going to look at dun sa may drop off, meron niyang water features at the same time meron bridge. So the green portions, ito yung mga access point. Merong main stairs at the center, and the left and right, ito yung ating fire exits. So please take note of the yellow rectangles or yellow colors. Ito yung mga utilities. The red one is the electrical room, and near the electrical room is the elevators. So ito ay three floors. At the third floor is doon nakastay yung president ng or yung may-ari nitong structure na to. So, ano bang main objective ko dito? Bakit ko parang hiniwalay? Ano? So, the left wing is ang kanilang mga clients is more on international, and the right wing is more on local clients. Medyo ko, ito kasi is a call center, business processing office. Um, So, mas malaki kasi yung remittances, mas malaki yung mga projects nila for the international. Kaya, ganun kalaki yung capacity ng left wing. So, the next slide, mapapansin nyo that the locations of the utilities stays the same. For the ground floor, the upper portions near the fire exits, yung likod-likod niya mismo, yung pinakalikod niya, doon nakaposition yung mga condensing units, the utility rooms, utilities like yung mga air-conditioned condensing units. The second floor plan is almost the same footprint of the ground floor plan. So kindly take note of the same locations of the utilities, the toilets. Meron tayo left, both left and right, and then the locations of the access points, the stairs. Meron at center, ito yung grand stairs or grand staircase, access staircase, and then two fire exits. Here's the third floor layout. The third floor is where the president's office is located. Kulay Cyan. And please take note of the utility system. Same locations, the yellow portion. We also have the electrical room, the red spots, followed by the elevators. And of course, the access point, the green portions, the stairs. Once we already identify the locations of your toilets, you already finalize your plan. It's about time for you to do the plumbing layout. So this is an example of plumbing layout. This is your utility system. Medyo magulo, no? Parang kung ikaw magdodrawing ito, ayawan na. So, again, in the plumbing layout, kailangan ay ma-incorporate mo. Lalo na to, ang project na to is a BPO. It's a call center. When you say call center, kailangan fully air condition yan. Kailangan yung mga computers nila ay in good conditions, hindi umiinit. No? So, the red portions dito sa plans is the identifications of the ceiling cassette air conditions. So, naka-identify dito yung drain, no, ng air conditions at kung saan yung takbo niya. Definitely, yung drain nito is papunta mismo sa wall palabas. So, the red areas na nasa likod, so, are the locations of the condensing units. And then, for the utilities, kailangan identify mo yung locations ng sewer line, storm line, and at the same time, yung inyong water line. Okay? So, as an architect, kaya nga mahal ang bayan ng architect, diba? Kasi lahat ng yan ay pinag-aaralan natin. Here's a blow-up plan of the left wing, the ground floor, identifying the locations of the ceiling cassette air conditions and the piping layouts. Another example of mechanical layout, part of your utilities at second floor. So, identify dito yung mga locations ng mga air conditions. Sino ba yung may favorite ng Building Tech 2? So, for the Building Tech 2, ito ginawa na natin the isometric and the detailed plan na plumbing. So, once you already have your projects, kailangan dinidetail nyo rin yan. Another case study is the housing and land development. So, sinong may gusto na major plate for your design 6, ganito yung lote. Yeah. So, imagine, ako lang mag-isa ang nag-drawing the housing project here in Cabuyao. So, this is an 18 hectares lot. At kung mapapansin nyo, kitang-kita yung contour. Kung masyadong masinsin, masyadong maitim na yung contour, ibig sabihin masyadong matarek ang lupa, ibig sabihin pabagsak. So, if you're going to look at yung mga perimeter wall or perimeter for lines niya is creek, ibig sabihin daluyan ng tubig. So, definitely, yung mga darker portions dyan is malalim na, medyo bangin na, you know. If you're going to have a project for a subdivision, for you to start, one is of course identify para saan ba, ano bang gusto ng kliyente. Ito ba ay para sa 957 or socialized housing or the buyer's protective degree 957 or yung BP 220. You get first the information coming from the client. So kung halimbawa gusto niya medyo high-end, so you look for the most appropriate law na gagamitin mo in designing your subdivision. Pero bago kayo mag-design, ask our friends yung ating allied services. For your allied services, that's our geodetic engineer. Ask for a topo or topographic map. Ito yung example ng topographic map. Actually, masyadong detailed pa nga yan, Yung topographic map, dyan nakalagay yung mga elevations. Naalala nyo yung Ecumenical Chapel? Yung lote, di ba may mga numbers? Itong lot plan na to, meron ding mga numbers na yan. Bawat guhit No, bawat stroke ay may corresponding na guhit. Kung may mapapansin kayo na merong isang maliit na na halos bilog na sa pinakagitna, ibig sabihin yan yung pinakatuktok mataas, yung areas dyan. So as a designer, kailangan mong pag-aralan. Isasabay mo ba sa slope? Babawasan mo ba ng konti yung slope? Ano yung cost pag binawasan mo yung slope? So, yung cut and fill ba, once na kinap natin yung area, saan mo naman ilalagay? Itatapon mo palabas, ibig sabihin, ipapahole mo, papahakot mo, pag pinahakot mo, that will be an added cost in terms of land development. Again, bakit ba pinapakita to sa inyo? This kind of project, it is included in your utilities. Kailangan i-identify mo in your utilities, no, ano yung pinaka highest peak ng iyong lote, ano yung pinaka lowest peak ng iyong lote. Kasi mapapakinabangan mo yan in terms of designing. Okay? So here's the finished product of the 18 hectares housing project. Ang ginawa ko dito is ginawa ko siyang per zone. Kung mapapansin nyo, merong tatlong kulay, yellow, green, and violet. As a designer, ang kailangan natin i-consider dito is, of course, providing utilities. Paano mo ba magbibigyan ng tubig yung 1,000 na bahay? So, you have to identify first the highest portions of the lot. Kaya nga, importante makuha natin yung topography, di ba? So, the three circles identified as the overhead water tank with a capacity of 20,000 gallons. These 20,000 gallons is computed, no, per household na yan. So, the 1,000 houses, ang kanyang lot size is 8 by 10. So, again, bakit ko pinakita to sa inyo is that utilities system or utility system is very important, hindi lang pambahay, commercial, at even to um, bigger projects like the subdivisions. So, again, it is advisable that you get all the necessary details bago kayo mag-touchdown ng drawings. Identify nyo kung saan ang pinaka-lowest spot para yung tubig, ulan, even yung mga waste, saan natin patatakbuhin yung mga pipes. Tayo rin mismo yung mag-identify. Although we have the sanitary engineer, meron tayong sanitary engineer to design. But then, as an architect, kailangan foresight mo na yan. Foresight na natin, kailangan dito ang daan ng pipes. Okay, so with this kind of project, it's a hybrid BP220 kasi nga 8 by 10. So, ang major road, ang size ng major road is 10 meters. The minor road is 8 meters and the collector road is 6.5 meters. The slide shows the elevation at yung mga bahay sa 16 hectares. So as an architect, talagang kailangan talagang pag-aralan ano ang slope difference from the major road down to the minor road. Bakit? Kasi kung hindi natin siya mapag-aaralan mabuti, may possibility na yung tubig ulan ay baka magkaroon ng seepage, magkaroon ng baka pumasok sa bahay-bahay. We have to study also the gravity, the flow of water from the streets. Um, Kaya nga nakakapanibago, no? Pati pala yun, ano? Pati yun kailangan natin pag-aralan. So again, as an architect, kailangan natin talagang i-identify paano natin paglalaroan yung mga topo na hindi naman gaano costly in terms of the development cost. I've been working for almost 12 years sa isang developer. Gaya ng sinabi ko nga sa inyo, from CAD designer to junior architect to senior architect to consultant. So, ang pinakang natutunan ko doon talaga is, of course, ang mga developer naman, they really wanted the easiest way para mas malaking kita. But then, kailangan, as an architect, as a designer, hindi naman dapat ma-sacrifice, no, yung design at the same time yung user. So, doon nagkakaroon ng pagkakaiba. So, you have to detach yourself kung kahit na you're in a company ng developer, you really need to prove to your boss na ito yung tama, ito yung dapat nating gawin. So you have to be strong. You have to point out your ano, yung paninindigan mo. Kailangan ipalabas mo talaga sa kanila na ito, tama itong ginagawa ko. The next topic is all about indigenous building technologies. I'll be sharing to you slides or photos from Bamboo University, Bali, Indonesia. If we're going to observe the housing trend, papunta siya, yung examples is more on the American and European designs. None of these, though impressive, are not always ideal for our tropical climate. Many lead to significant energy and operational costs and the continued increase in building materials. Prices already pose a challenge during building. Now, despite modern developments providing more affordable solutions, not all are necessarily sustainable. The greenest methods and materials may not actually came from foreign influences or future advancement, but from local ingenuity. The slide shows the um, use of indigenous materials. More on abundant kasi yung Indonesia in terms of bamboo, and they already studied well on how to have a more stable materials in terms of climate, yung bagyo, and at the same time, they already studied the connection details using these kind of materials. I have a good friend which is architect Lagman. Nakapag-enroll na siya dito. At ito yung isa sa mga consultants na na-interview nila Charis Katubig. Yung mga higher years, one of my yung advisee. And ang kanilang thesis topic is birdie. Pinaka main goal kasi nila that dito kasi sa Philippines wala pang although merong mga productions ng bamboo pero hiwa-hiwalay. That's the reason why nakapag-come up sila ng thesis na ganito. So, this photo reminds me of our bahay kubo. Dahil nasa tropical country tayo, the bahay kubo has always been designed to deal with heat, humidity, and flood. Bahay kubo are built lifted from the ground on stilts. The main purpose kung bakit nakaangat to is simply para mag-circulate yung hangin sa ilalim, papasok ng bahay. And at the same time, kaya siya naka-elevate is of course, again, for yung mga wild animals, at the same time yung baha, yung flood. Isa sa mga materials na gamit ng bahay kubo is the sawali. So, I think ito rin ginagamit din to sa Bamboo University. Now, the main component ng bahay kubo is 80 to 90% bamboo. So, in this photo, kita naman dito sa Bamboo University that halos lahat ng kanyang materials is bamboo. So, bamboo is a material, a versatile material used as a strip, split, or whole timber varieties. And fairly given the monikers as open and close parentheses, the poor man's lumber, and relegate for use in furnitures, bags, and wall decor. Now, bamboo has experienced a renaissance as a building materials, and because of technology has allowed bamboo to be cured, where it is soaked in special solutions that eliminate the starch that make it susceptible to fire and termite infestations. And of course, dahil nga may technology, the bamboo can last for as long as 30 years. Another materials na meron tayo dito sa Philippines is the rice hull as cement. It is no longer practical to build a full on bamboo bahay kubo, particularly in the metro, due to the risk of fire and durability. Concrete is essential for modern homes, and given that standards rarity as ingredient of volcanic origin, it can be costly, particularly in copious amount. We are very fortunate that ash from rice hulls or husk is an affordable and effective substitute. When burned between 700 to 750 degrees Celsius, the ash from palay offering binding properties that make it suitable additive to cement solutions. And since rice is a common crop in the country, the rice as cement building materials can easily to sustain or can be sustained it. Okay, another material is coco lumber. Ito, lagi itong ginagamit sa pag gawa ng framing, even ginagamit din to sa scaffolding. No? So, coco lumber is a part of the palm tree that have grown in different parts of the Philippines since the early portions of the 20th century. These were primarily just for harvesting of coconut. When trees stopped bearing fruit, it was commonly just felt to give way for the plantations of new tree. With the increase in price of more commonly used lumber variant, recently the years have seen the exploitations of palm tree as an alternative source. The ones load valued sensitive coconut palm tree have since been promoted as a source of income for the lumber industry with the materials of veneer and numerous built-in products. Okay. We also have santol wood, quite common in the Philippines. Santol is mostly known for its fruit that is popularly consumed and used as an ingredient in places all over the country. What most don't realize is that the tree that the fruit grow is also an ideal wood alternative. While the materials is comparatively less dense than the other wood variants, is one that is easy to work with and polished. Um, this is of course if the lumber was cured correctly. Probably the best feature of high quality wood from Santol tree is that it is highly resistant to wood borers or yung tinatawag natin na bukbok. Okay, so this make it ideal for use as a protective covering for skeletal frameworks. So, everyone, the presentations or the materials that I'm presenting to you today is just a few of so many. In short, marami pa tayong mga available materials na present here sa ating bansa, sa Philippines. It's up to you on how to use it. No? Kung paano mo i-incorporate yung mga available materials sa iyong designs. Practice the so-called vernacular architecture. Okay, alam naman natin that it is more on the use when we say vernacular architecture is an architectural character, no, that uses a local materials. Um, Nasa atin lang yun as a designer. So, the reason why pinakita ko sa inyo yung Bamboo University is mainly to let you know the strength, no, or hanggang saan pwedeng i-design or pwedeng gamitin yung bamboo. So, napakaganda, di ba? The four slides kanina showcase, no, um, the the masterpiece using a bamboo. Okay, so the next case study is the work of Miss Tapia, Katubig, and Tihada. No? Isa sa mga team ko. Ang ginawa nila is, of course, the use of bamboo. This slide is, ito yung design na to is a conference hall. Kung mapapansin nyo, wala siyang poste sa gitna. Um, Mainly para walang distraction. And the team have interviewed architect Lagpan. Siya yung pumunta doon sa Bamboo um, University at meron silang nakuha mga ideas on how to design it. So, the next, yung mga susunod na slides, makikita nyo kung paano nila inattack or paano nila ginamit yung materials, which is the bamboo. They also interviewed one of the structural engineers, which is Engineer Joe Sancho. Ang advice sa kanila, no, dahil nga hindi pa permitted dito sa atin sa Pilipinas yung using the materials as a whole, big sabihin as a pure bamboo. So yung project ng Birdie is a hybrid, no, a combinations of bamboo and at the same time a combinations of concrete. Perspective view of the conference hall. Okay. So this is the waiting shed. It's a combination. It's a hybrid materials, a combinations of bamboo and concrete. So this is the floor plan of the admin building, where people can inquire about the seminars regarding bamboo. So ginawa nila to somehow cater the both local and international clients. Um, Again, it's a pure. It's a combinations of both bamboo and concrete. Here's the perspective view of the admin building. Since the project will be accepting both international and local guests, ang ginawa ng team is to provide accommodations. So, yung nakikita yung tubig is will be used to irrigate yung kanilang plantations for bamboo. So, double purpose yung ginawa nila. Can be used as a water accent at the same time will be used to water the bamboo. For the guests to know more about the information, so bamboo species, origins, the team decided to provide a bamboo museums. So take note of the architectural character and how the team used the bamboo materials in the facade. Here's the perspective view of the Bamboo Learning Center. So, pwede silang mag-cater ng mga students to know how the bamboo is being processed. So, meron dito 15 classrooms and dito didi-discuss kung paano yung pag-cultivate, paano yung pag-preserve ng bamboo. So here's your major play 2. It's a proposed four-story shopping center. Kindly prepare your research 200. The research 200 is a computerized in format, so you can have that using your laptop and try to give me what laws to or building laws to be considered in designing a four-story shopping center. Provide me two in international case study and two local case study, and please do some research about shopping centers, the sizes, sizes for retail stores, the required sizes for shopping areas, the delivery trucks, the sizes for delivery trucks, and the loading bays, and other informations that will help you in designing these major plate. Good luck. So your research will be in a short bond paper, and this will be submitted together with your research 100 once we have a clearance already from the government if the ECQ will be lifted. And but then you can also submit this research um, in your first term during your first term. Okay, now so here's the statement of the problem again. The private the investor, siguro billionaire to, hired you to be an architect and to design a and conceptualize a four-story center. It's a more on a Filipino in character. Okay, and then the project site feature is a corner lot with 133 meters wide frontage, and the main road is 30 meters. And your design objective will be design the project and advanced technology structure and in a Filipino character and must considered in design configurations. The project shall consider automation systems for security dahil nga merong um, that will be involved more people. No? Yung mga clients nyo is more on yung mga nagsha-shopping. No? So the security must be well observed. And another objective is to plan and design a building that will become a new landmark in the area by integrating, of course, the principles of green architecture. Okay, now so for the major plate 2, you're going to place this in a 20 by 30. So again, kung wala pang tracing paper, if you have the 15 by 20, you can do it as long as na lahat ng mga projects natin from skis down to your major plate will be in a portfolio type. Ibig sabihin, pag kinompiled natin yan is halos lahat ng projects ay nasa isang folder. Okay? Okay, so in the event na wala ka tayo or wala pa kayong rendering materials na iwan sa dorm, naubusan ng tracing paper, my advice to you is start sketching. Lahat ng ideas nyo ilagay nyo na sa papel. Sketch nyo na Yung sketch na medyo makatotohanan naman, ano, kasi yung sketch na medyo ginuhit-guhit lang, definitely 'pag transfer mo 'yan sa paper mismo, sa tracing paper, once na na-lift na nga yung ECQ, eh, talagang mas magbibigay sa'yo ng sakit ng ulo. So when you do your sketch, yung maayos para hindi kayo mahirapan pag-transfer. Okay, so sabagay, no, you can submit this naman kahit na sa first term. No? Pwede pa naman sa first term. Okay, now the slide shows the um, design philosophies. So for the design philosophy, design objective, and concept, you have to formulate your own. Okay, I already included here the design requirements. So, if you feel na medyo kulang yung aking binigay na design requirements, you're free to add that based on the research na nakita nyo. No? Okay, now, here's the building height. Ulitin natin, building height. From the natural grade line up to the ground floor, finished floor line, ang elevation niya is 1 meter. Now, from ground floor, finished floor line, up to second floor, finished floor line, ang height niya is 6 meters. Bakit? Kasi meron niyang mga beam at pagkatapos ng beam, meron niyang mga aircon ducting, yung mga ducting ng mga air conditioning. Okay? Meron pa yan yung mga plumbing, yung mga utilities natin. So, itataas natin from ground floor to second floor ng 6 meters para maganda siyang tingnan. No? At the same time, all of the utilities ay pwede natin i-embed mismo sa loob. No? Now, from second floor, third floor, so, from second floor line up to third floor line, ang building height niya is okay, it's 4 meters. Okay, mataas na yan. Okay. 4 meters. Okay, building height. Okay, hindi, gawin na lang natin 5 meters din. Okay, so ulit natin. From ground floor, finish floor line up to second floor, it's 6 meters. From second floor up to third floor, 5 meters. From third floor up to fourth floor, 5 meters. Okay, so typical yung second and third and fourth, so 5 meters. While the ground floor is 6 meters. Okay. So here's some of the requirements. No? Medyo na-itemize ko na rin from the shopping center down to, of course, your garbage room, retail shops. No? May mga identified na rin yung retail shops. You have a small department store. Banks, ibig sabihin na merong BPI and BDO, saan mo ba ilo-locate yung mga banks. Ayan. Electrical room, mechanical room, common toilets, and your escalators, elevators, and stairs. Okay, so again, try to do your research muna bago nyo siguro i-attack tong major plate 2. Right, so your design requirements, you need to submit design concept, considerations, and evolutions of forms. Your floor plans, scale 1 is to 50. In the event na masyadong malaki, you can reduce it dahil nga medyo maliit lang yung papel natin, but then provide a key map and of course provide more details. Sabihin, mag-provide ka ng mga blow-up details. Medyo sisipagan mo nga lang talaga. And then, give me your site development plan. Site development plan, 2 elevation sections, and the perspective. Now, for the parkings of the shopping center, you have to look on sa requirements ng National Building Code. Okay? So, paano ko ba kayo i-gradean? I have here the basis of grading for functionality, plans, 40%. Design concept, design consideration, it's 10%. Elevation and section is 10%. Perspective, 15. Site development plan, 15. And of course, your drafting material, drafting presentation, it's 10%. Alright, so here's the lot plan. It's an L type. It's a corner lot. Kung mapapansin nyo, merong shaded portion. It's a future expansion. That's your esquisse number 3. Unfortunately kasi, hindi pa nabibili ng may-ari yung kabilang lote kaya naka-shade pa lang siya. Okay? So again, you're going to design your shopping center. So the frontage is having a 113 meters. Bakit? Ito kasi yung malaki, no? The 30 meters wide. And the side street has a measurement of 210 meters. At the back is 173 meters. And then, of course, you have this 64, 60, and 146. Naka-indicate na rin naman dito yung mga setbacks. No? You have 10 meters at the back. 20 meters on the left side, and then at the front is 24 meters. Alright, so your Esquisse 300 proposed 4-story carport is in relation with your 4-story shopping center. Alright, so here's a good news. No? Nabili na ng owner yung kabilang lote. It's mainly because marami yung pupunta sa kanyang mall. Maraming nagsha-shopping. So now you're again the owner hired you to be the architect, no, and design and conceptualize a 4-story car park. Now the car park will connect from second, third, and fourth floor. This will connect to the shopping center. Ang problem lang here is that ito yung building height na ibibigay ko sa inyo for the car park 4-story. No? The ground floor up to the second floor, merong kang height na 4.5 meters. Okay. Diba? Dun sa kabila is ground floor to second floor is 6 meters. Diba? But this one, it's 4.5 meters. Okay. And then, the second floor up to the third floor, typical na hanggang fourth floor, ang height niya is 3.5 meters. Okay, uneven. Ibig sabihin, hindi pantay yung flooring, no, ng ground ng level ng parking sa level ng shopping center. So your problem statement here is paano mo i-connect yung car park, yung sa shopping center, paano magko-connect yung covered bridge, no, dito sa dalawang structure na to with considering na halos lahat or lahat ng tao, no, ay kailangan ma-access niya yung car park, covered bridge, and the shopping center. Okay, so we're going to formulate your own design philosophy, design objective, and design concepts. I have prepared here the design requirement, so it's up to you. Kung sa tingin nyo may kulang na spaces, I know meron pang kulang na spaces dyan, so please feel free to add them. So your Esquisse 300 will be in a kopya paper, 15 by 20. Okay, kung wala pa, start doing your sketch, and then once na allowed na tayong lumabas at wala nang COVID, no, Then transfer all your sketches 15 by 20 or any available materials as long as na magiging portfolio type siya. So ano ba yung mga design requirements ko? So design concept and design considerations, the evolution of form, your floor plan, the site development plan, one elevations. Ito yung napaka-importante, the base section. Showing the driveway ng ramp. Then by base section, showing the connections between the mall, the bridge connector, and the parking area. Then your perspective. So below is on how I will grade you. 40% for the plans, 10% for your design concept, 20% for your sections and elevations, 15% for your perspective. Site development plan is 10% and 5% for your presentation. So here's your lot plan. Um, you have a setback of 5 meters on both sides and the rear, and then 24 meters at the front. Okay, so the lot size is 60 meters by 146 meters. Okay, so you're going to design the car park uh, for this shopping center. Good luck.